almost done with the tapestry. Like, I am so close. I've been wanting to move on for so long, and really just this week. But I've been telling myself, no, you have to finish it first before you can move on. And so far, it's working, okay? And I'm almost done. Like, look, I think this is all that's left. And it's this clover and this little bit of border. The rest of it, like, I have the king and his deathbed done. I have the knight and his shield done. Like, I started up here and now I'm down here. Now, the squares, hang on. Like, these won't be filled in. They're supposed to be empty. Like, I know people are going to hate it, but they're supposed to be empty. And the bird, the Caladrius itself is looking pretty good. I hate what I did for the feet, but I want to get this thing done. I might put black in the eyeball. We'll see. Death is done. Death has been done. Like, yeah. Death has been done. Yeah. I mean, in the future, I might come back with, like, thread, not yarn, and stitch everything down, but the scythe looks good. And, yeah. So ready to be done with this. Okay. I've been doing this for over a year. It's, like, May 8th. I started this in April of 2025. Inspired by Morning Mercury's channel. And all credit to them. All credit to them. I'm making them me and having them inspire me to do this. I will not do the background. I will fight people on that. It's going to be blank, but I'm almost done. One final stitch. Okay, one final stitch. So ready for this to be done. Okay. Like, I am so ready. I'm looking through the camera to do this. There we go. The struggle bus is real. But one final stitch, y'all. And it's done. Yay! And now some close-ups of the final product. Here we have the Caladrius. Then we have Death and all of its beauty. There's this cloak. And then we have the king's bed. Here's his foot, and here's his other foot. And then here's the king. And then over here we have the shield of the knight. And then we have the knight and all of his beauty. And the border. Now, in retrospect, this took over a year. I started this in April of 2025, like late April, like the last few weeks. And, oh, excuse me. Over the project, I learned that, what did I learn? I learned that the satin stitch and the Bayou stitch can be interchangeable as long as you do each stitch correctly. When it came to usage of stitches, I used the satin stitch for a lot of small areas and the Bayou stitch for a lot of bigger areas. And I learned that the border is a pain in the butt. Like, I ended up hating that border so much, okay? I hated that border. But I pushed myself to the end. The knight's face I'm not real happy with, but the king's face, I was very happy. I washed it before I did the king's face, and the tapestry shrunk like 7 to 8 inches. Because I hung it up, and I tried to hang it up after I washed it, and it shrunk. I used 5 clips, could not get on the 5th clip. and or on the 5th hook. They're all hooks, command hooks, but off-brand command hooks. Anyway, so I'm very happy with the finished product. I'm finally done with it after all this time. It's already been on show twice before it got finished. I thought I would do a lot more of it in the summer of 2025, but I didn't. I thought I would do more over winter 2025 into 2026. Didn't. I have done a lot more. I did a lot over spring break when I was at college, and that I sat down and I basically did majority of the border. I ran out of the yellow yarn, so I had to go buy another thing of yellow yarn to finish it. A lot where I got the yarn, only there's this yarn boutique, and that's where I got the yellow yarn. Everything else is either from Hobby Lobby or from Dollar Tree. Like the skin tone, the green, the red, that's from Dollar Tree. Both of the blues and the black, they're from Hobby Lobby. The brown is from Dollar Tree. The skin tone is from Dollar Tree. The gray for the chainmail armor of the knight, that's from Hobby Lobby. And the navy for that's from Dollar Tree. And because I didn't need to buy whole things of yarn, because I didn't need that much yarn. But both of the blues, I ran out of the blue too, because I already used some of it before I started this project. So I ran out of that. I had to go buy a whole nother skein from Hobby Lobby. It's a big skein. The original golds I was slowly running out of, so I stopped because I needed it for like the hilt of the sword and the crown and the king's cuffs on his sleeves. But I don't know where that yarn originally came from. I got it from our library's craft, the college library's like craft supply. And that's when I realized I'm not gonna have enough, so I went and bought it. I'm happy with the finished product. As I said, it's so colorful, and I would do another tapestry, but that's like another year-long commitment, and I'm like, sure, I could probably do a smaller tapestry. This one's about 6 feet across, maybe I think by 3 to 4 feet. It's so heavy. It's heavy. Okay, I tried when I was trying to display it on top of a table, it kept falling off because apparently the bottom is heavy, which like it's fair because the top just has the burden, like the top of death and the knight, but the bottom has the king's bed and like the whole king. So like I understand how that's heavier. Probably the satin stitch doubles everything, so it's probably double the weight. If you do the Bayou stitch, make sure you pin it down a good bit. Originally I didn't split the yarn and the fibers of the yarn early on. I just went around it, but as I progressed and I needed to pin down more and more of these big strands of thread yarn, I had to pin down more, so I started splitting the threads of yarn with the pinning to create the Bayou stitch, and that I'm glad for, because now it's harder to get caught and harder to rip up. With the finishing of the white, I was running out and I was like, I'm going to be mad if I need like 2 inches of white yarn to finish off the border. So I just went back, found that it wasted a loop of yarn, so I pulled it all the way through that. That took a bit of time. Tried my patience, but it worked. And that's the thing with the Bayou stitch, like you'll waste 3 inches of yarn and you'll not know until you finish that stitch and you're like, well crap, there's like a whole loop of yarn wasted, but like 64 stitches ago. And it's like, oh my gosh. There's a lot of tangling with some of the yarns. I think the blues kind of tangled a lot. The white did. What I try to do when I was sewing the Bayou stitch is go through the holes I already created so you won't see the original fabric. Did not do that all the time. It kind of missed in some areas, but oh well, it's fine. But overall, you already go through the holes that have been created for the other stitches. Like in the border, I made stitches with the blue, so I went back and did the gold through the same holes. yeah, it took over a year, so it's like, you know, April to April, and I thought I would work on it a lot more this past April to get it done. No, it's like May 11th, decent timing, still within a year or so. I could have done it quicker. It could probably gone done in 6 months. That was the original plan, was 6 months. But no, that summer I did not work on it much. I mainly got the border done, and then death's skull. And like, there's areas I was just so hesitant to do, and I was like, I don't want to do that area. Okay, I did not want to do it, but I did, and I'm happy I did it. Like the navy, that's a lot of satin stitches. Like there's a lot of small areas I just did satin stitches, and a lot of the smaller bayou stitches I didn't pin down back later because it's like, why? Like they're stable, they're fine. Now like on the bed of the king, you could probably go back over that 16 more times with the bayou stitch pinning to hold that thread down because it's but one thing that was hard is that I didn't want to look cartoony, use black thread to outline everything, so I used where I'm starting and ending the stitches to create those lines. Like that's how you see the knight's nose, his mouth, the ripples in the bedspread of the king. But I think I'm gonna come to a conclusion. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. Like, subscribe, all that. I'm new to this. I'm trying to become an influencer for YouTube, a YouTuber. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably do another tapestry at some point soon, but I'm working on a different embroidery project. I've been trying to do this. Like this past week, I've been yearning to do it, and I want to do it. And, okay, like I want to get back working on it. I'm trying to limit the amount of crafts I have done, and I'm trying to get projects done. That's one of the biggest issues with me, is that I'll start things and get very far and then never finish it. I'm like, I'm finishing it. I'm going to go back through and do this painful details that I hate doing. And I'd like to just say again, I'm not doing those corners. I don't know what to put there because they're going to have to be intricate, and I don't want to continue the border through there. I want to do like shields or something originally, or like initials. I'm like, no, just leave them blank. I could probably put blue in there, but I don't know. Okay, I don't want to. And that's my decision. I'm the artist of this. Yeah. Again, the tapestry is the sort of the Caladrius and the bird. The bird that appears at the king's bed when he's dying on his deathbed and looks at him. And if he looks at you, he takes the illness out through your eyes and carries it off into the sun. If he doesn't, you're going to die. So what's portrayed in this tapestry is death coming for the king, and then night trying to defend his king from death, but the bird saves him. So there's only a few threads used, and that's like in the actual hemming of the border, so like the fabric doesn't fray. It frayed a lot on one side, you know, and I had to stitch it down. But on the halo, that's gold thread I use, not real gold. I don't know how to get real gold, and it's probably too expensive, but it's gold thread from Hobby Lobby, so I use that. And that's the end of it. Thank you all for joining me. Like, subscribe, come back later. I'm trying to be posting more often. Thank you.